Yesterday we have discussed here the subdomain parts, how to find the subdomains
Mhm.
and reverse IP also. Yeah, how to find the websites running on the same server.
Yeah.
So yeah, so today we are going to finish this module for all the remaining parts.
Mhm.
So let's discuss about some of the extensions, some useful Google Chrome or Mozilla extensions which we can use for information gathering. So the first one is Vaporizer. So what is Vaporizer? Vaporizer will tell us about the technology is being used inside any website. So if you want to know whether this website is written in PHP, in Java, in Python, or like which language is used to develop these websites, and what is the other information, what are the frameworks and what are the technologies, then we can identify that with the help of this. So if I open, yep, we can download. Browse it, so it will ask us to whether we want it for Chrome or whether we want it for Firefox. I will choose for Firefox.
So are we using in a Linux or are we using in a Windows?
Windows, so it's Windows.
Windows. Okay,
Yeah,
just give me a quick second.
it's a browser extension. You can install it in anywhere, so it doesn't matter it's Linux or Windows. So
This extension, yeah.
yeah, it's an extension. The name is Vaporizer.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I already have this, so this is how it looks. So imagine I open this website, so and if I want to know which language is used, so if I click here, and it is going to show me that Java programming language is being used, and what are the libraries is being used, and what are the other technologies. So if I open this website, so any website you are going to open, it will tell you all the technologies. So if I click here, it will tell me all the information. So it is using this WordPress and the programming language is PHP, and this is using Cloudflare protection. The database is MySQL. So it tells me a lot of information. So with just a single click, we will get to know all the technologies which is being used. So that is Vaporizer. And let me talk about Netcraft extension. Netcraft extension. So you can download it for Chrome and also for Firefox. So let me choose Firefox. It's a anti-phishing tool extension. So once you downloaded it and once you open any website, it is going to give you the rating about that website. So risk rating. So it is going to rank from 1 to 10. So if the rating is like, if the website is safe, it is going to rank it 0, 1, 2, 3, and if the rating is high, it is going to rank much higher, and it will block the website. So it will send us the notification that the particular website you are about to visit contains some malware or it is malicious. So this is the
So
use of
what does it call?
a Netcraft anti-phishing toolbar extension. If you just search Netcraft extension, so Netcraft extension, you will get it from Google Chrome. And if you search Firefox, it will give you for Firefox as well. So just Netcraft, and this is the extension. And and if you click here, apart from this site risk rating, it is also going to show you some information. So the site ranking, what is the worldwide ranking of this website, the country where the server is hosted, and the first, it was created in 2017. And if we click here the site report option, once I click here, it is going to open a separate page and it will give us detailed information. So as you can see, so all the information, so the site information, the domain information, the name server, the IP address information, the DNS information, the IP version 6, hosting country, and it's a top level domain .in, So the hosting company is Cloudflare. So, and this is the IPv4 address or the information. This is the IPv6 information, and all the hosting history. So it will give us more detailed information. So trackers, so how many trackers it has? It has two trackers, so two Google trackers and one Cloudflare tracker. And they are using some analytical tool to see the analytics, how many people visited their website.
So
And
can you give me a quick 1 minute? I'm going to
yeah,
excuse you. Thank you. Hello.
yep.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, okay. So as you can see, it once we click on that site report, it gives us more information after clicking here. So a lot of information. So also it is giving us server side information. So the server side language is PHP and the client side language is JavaScript and all the other information. So this is very beneficial. And one last extension, if I tell you, is student extension, and what it is going to tell you. So I'm going to install it for Firefox. This extension will tell you about the open ports. So what are ports we are going to talk about in the next module. So just know that ports are quite important, and with just one click, using this extension, with just one click we can able to see all the open ports. So you can see these many ports are open. So by default port 80 and 443 will open, because to be able to access 80 is for HTTP and 443 is for HTTPS. So almost every website have these two ports open. But apart from that, if any other port is open, then it means we can find some vulnerability in those open ports. We can try to exploit those ports. So it will give us information about those ports. Yep. And if you click here, view host details, it is going to show you some more details. So you can see some more like web technology information and hosting information. So some and vulnerabilities. If there is any vulnerability exist in the version in the technology that the particular website is using, then it is going to show us the vulnerabilities also. So as you can see, this they are using a below version. So if I can see the language they are using, PHP, is below 7.2, is the old, they are using the old version. So the old version has some vulnerability, so it is showing us. So this is beneficial, quite beneficial for information gathering. And
When they have only one port open, then it's really hard to get it. Yeah.
yep, it's quite hard to get it if one port is open. but 80 and 443, these two has to be open, because 80 is for, as I told you, HTTP. So if a website runs on HTTP, so you have to open. If you close this, website won't open. And this is for HTTPS 443, so you have to open these two. So apart from these two, if any other port is open, like 2120, so there are 65,535 ports. So out of those 65,000 ports, except these two, if any other ports are open, then we can try to exploit those. So that is extensions. And now if we talk about information gathering of people, so only 12% people in the world worried about their security, so according to a report. So people don't really care about their security or their privacy. They just randomly upload everything on their social media profile. So what these companies do is they collect all those publicly available information, and they will upload it into their database. So anybody can, if you want to access, if you want to know about any person, you can visit these websites, and you can try to search the email, the mobile number, the address, the name of that person, and if the name matches in their database, they are going to tell you. So previously most of the service were free, but now most of the service is paid, so they won't give you much information without
Ping.
paying. Yeah, so if you open Spokio, so we can do a name search, email search, phone search. So I just random name search. For your information, let me tell you that getting information about Indian people might be difficult, but American and European people is quite easy, because these are like foreign websites. So
But John
okay.
Smith is so many,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
so
just going to pull it out to all of
it's
them.
going to so it complete information. So as you can see, Alabama
Mm.
has 3,700, Alaska has 400. So it's going to show you some information. You have to just pay, then they'll like give you all the information. And it's not guaranteed that it's like it's genuine information or it's fake information. So it's just for a reference. So you can see it is even showing the map, but we don't know whether it's like true. So the contact info 13, location history 11, social profile 1, relatives 8. So you can see $0.95 to fully access this. So his age is 40s, from Milton, Florida. So
But it's it's not like other country you can go through with that. It just limited
it's
US sector.
mostly US people, because I told you 90% cyber attack happens in US. So the US
Yeah.
is more active in terms of like these things. So similarly, you can use all these things. So every company will ask you for money. So they will just collect publicly available information, whatever information is available. So phone lookup, address lookup. So you might, it's not 100% guarantee, but yeah, you can refer to these while doing, if we are doing any information gathering related to a person. And there is a very good framework which is called OSINT, so Open Source Intelligence. So this is the main framework which collects all the data, all the publicly available data, and it's going to store it. So if we open OSINT framework, this is the website, OSINT framework. It is very large database. So you can see we can get the username, email address, domain, IP address, social networking, telephone, public records, so a lot of things. So if I click email address, so it gives us further options. So if I do email verification breach data, so let me see some. So it is going to show you, this is a very good website. So as you can see, Ashley Medicine email. So Ashley Medicine website got hacked. It was a dating site, you might know, in the US. So it might leak some emails. So you can check whether your email ID is hacked or not by entering your email ID. So if I enter my email ID, it's going to tell me that my email ID has not been compromised by hackers. Similar way you can check here on SRAM edition. So was not found. Definitely it won't found. So it has many options. So we can do email verifications. So these are the number of websites we can visit.
So it's good for the people if they want
Yeah,
to check it, like is their email is got compromised or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it has many functionalities. So like email verification, breach data. So the breach
Oh,
if you want to,
that's
and spam related information and blacklist and email search if you want to search any email. So these are publicly available information. So don't expect them to be 100% accurate. But yeah, they can be. Sometimes they can be. So they won't find my email address, any information related to my email. So we can refer it. So OSINT is a framework which is used to collect information related to a individual person. So this framework, and if you look at the usernames, it is going to show us a lot of information we can use. So Amazon username, Tinder username, GitHub user. So if I do the GitHub user, okay, it's not found. Amazon wish list.
but it's mostly the USA. It's not like other
Like
places.
other places, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it also tells you the Indian person, but if who is like frequently active, so it's not like 100% guarantee. The thing is not guaranteed because it's not like they are spying on you. They are just collecting all the information which is publicly available. So that's it.
Hmm.
Because it's
And it's how far I noticed that this is not a one website. It's just a website, a group of website
a
who
group of
provide
websites.
those services. Because everything I clicking on,
Yeah,
it's opening a new website.
it's opening a new website. Yeah. So if you want information related to the dark web, it is going to show you some
Uh, uh,
websites, some Reddit pages or some.
don't do
Yeah,
that. Already read it a lot of thing about it.
it's
You
it's
you
just
you need to have it
conspiracy. Like
stored
it's
and you need to have an onion and all those things or
yeah. It's just like there are some good thing and bad thing.
onion things.
Surfing on the dark web is not like illegal, but if you are purchasing something, so purchasing some illegal stuff, then it
Yep.
might be a problem for you. So
The thing is that many countries are block those things. Soon as you go any dark website, they're gonna track you. What are you doing? How are you doing? And what are you trying to
yeah,
do? What are you trying to achieve?
yeah.
That's why people to go on a dark website, you need to have a permissions.
It's hard, even it's even hard to find the links because all the links you will find on the website, most of the links were not working, or most of the websites were like banned by the government. So uh, people tell that if you got any link of dark web, then which means that that website is no longer active. So if the website is active, if the people are communicating, if the people are dealing, then you won't be able to find that because it's restricted to only limited people. So once any website got popular, you will be able to find out on YouTube, on Google or Reddit or anywhere. Then it means that federal officers also got, like, if you can search that link using a Google search, then police officers and other government also can do the Google search and they can also get to that
Mhm.
website. So which is, so
But the
those
dark
websites,
web is a little bit different on those. Is
yeah,
because um, uh, there is like a 3% web we use actually worldwide, and rest
Yeah,
is used in the
yeah,
dark web.
yeah. So it's surface web, deep web, and dark web. So three categories.
Yeah,
So
deep web and dark. Yeah.
mostly 90% is deep web. So deep web is nothing but you have to have credentials. So like your cloud storage, your Google Drive, your Gmail. So everything where you need some authentication in order to enter the site. So that's deep
Mm,
web. And dark web is the deepest part of the internet. So it's like 3 to 4%, and surface web is around 5%. So what we
mm,
use, or the
mm,
surface web, yeah. So that is the difference between them. So that's, if you want to search about people, yeah, you can do that. And let's just see some other things. So gathering financial information, for so using Google Finance. So these are some small things which we can refer. So finance related information. So like if you if yeah if we have a competitor, and if we want to see like all its financial like details, if you want to keep your eye on the market, so how he's doing, what's like all the share related information, and all the Nifty and Sensex, and like NYSE, and all these information, news related information, you can use this Google Finance. A local market, world market. So these is for financial related information you can gather. And if I talk about jobs, so yeah, to know about your competitor, it's job websites are very good place to find, because on job websites companies give the description that we want a person with 3 year experience, 5 year experience, and we want a
mm.
person with this sort of skill. He knows this language, he knows this technology. So you can easily refer to job website and see what are the technology the company is using, because they openly give the description that we are using this, and we want to hire a person who can be able to do this. So if you want to know about the competitor, what are the technologies they are using, and how skilled their employees are, you can refer to job websites to see their information.
Yeah, due to the job description they are
Yeah,
providing over the internet, like they
yeah,
are asking for PHP writer or a JavaScript writer,
yeah.
so
And
which means they are
what tools
using for.
and software they are using, they also mention that the person
Mhm.
should know this tool, this software. So they are telling a lot of things. So we can refer to that, and monitor targets through Google Alerts. So Google Alerts. Okay, yeah. So what we can do, we can create an alert
Mhm.
like CH, and I can enter my email ID, and so whenever Google will get any information related to this, so whenever any website will publish any article or any information related to this CEH, we will receive an email. So if I
Yeah.
want information related to Apple.
Excuse me.
So
Just hold
whenever,
on.
yeah.
My headphone giving me a trouble actually. Just
ये क्या मूवी है? हाँ? अभी कहाँ? Canada. Hello.
yep. It's good now. I don't
Okay,
know.
so
My headphone drivers are acting up really bad.
okay.
Okay, that's why.
So yeah, I was telling about alert. So you can use. So if I want alert related to Apple, I can click show options. So how many times you want. So as soon as the information uploaded on Google, you want exactly at that time, or once a day, or once a week. You can choose it. Source will be
Mhm.
automatic. You can choose the language, you can choose the region. So I want information related to Apple India. So in India region, and you can choose the all result or only the best result. And when you give your email ID, it's going to send you email every time the Google India the Apple India whenever got any information, any news. So through that we can set our alerts about our target. Okay, let me go back.
Anything happening,
Yeah,
anything happening with that, it's gonna alert the. It's going to send us an email. There's something going on in there.
yeah. So yeah, we can do that. So if our target is government, we want to see any government information. So like, if you are planning something, then you can set alert, and you can set the region, and it will tell you the information every time something is going on.
Government website get hacked.
Yeah,
Uber,
yeah, yeah.
government website, university websites, everything can hackable. Just
Government
they do that.
services like are a little weak, so anybody can with some sort of experience, some effort, you can able to compromise it. So it's not like a big deal, because I don't know why they don't hire good developers. So
Because they are government.
yeah,
The government like to do their own stuff, so that's how they works. Yeah.
yeah.
There's no way you can tell what they're trying to do is what they're trying to accomplish. Yeah.
Even on most of the websites, they don't use HTTPS. They use HTTP, and HTTP is not secure, so they don't even encrypt the communication. So I don't know why.
Hmm.
So
People, different way to do things. Yeah.
yeah, and we can use Google Trends for information gathering about any product or services. So, Google Trends. So let me open it. So if I so as you can see, the topic Taylor Swift, Kim Kardashian. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to compare
Mhm.
iPhone with OnePlus with Samsung. Let's compare it with Samsung and Xiaomi. I'm going to compare these three. So we can choose. So in the United States, worldwide, uh,
You pick your region, time frame.
yeah, categories and everything, and web search. Okay, so it's going to show me the comparison. So eh, like 89% people are interested in iPhone, and Samsung 69, and on Xiaomi 20. So it's showing me the details of past 30 days. So this is the interest over time of people, and you can see in United States, a lot of 72% people care about iPhone, 27 for Samsung, and only 1% for Xiaomi, which is Chinese smartphone. And in Canada, you can see 64% for iPhone, 35 for Samsung, and 1 for Xiaomi. And United Kingdom, Australia, Norway.
I feel like screen is stopped.
Screen.
Hmm.
So can you see now?
Frozen. Now it's good.
Yeah. So I was yeah. So hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can see the interest by country. So you can see the United States, and in Canada, you can see like 64% people are interested in iPhone, and 35 in Samsung, 1% in Xiaomi. So in this way, we can compare our product with our competitors' product, or we can compare any information. So which country has more interest in which product, which service? So you can see, and it will show you the region, the map. So Pakistan, India, Saudi Arabia. So all the country, which country has, so only in India Samsung is quite popular and Xiaomi is just behind iPhone. And
Hmm.
Australia iPhone is top. In
More popular.
Algeria, Saudi Arabia is iPhone and Samsung are equal. And
Hmm.
in South Africa Samsung is more popular. So in this way we can track, we can check the, we can compare the any product or any information if we want to compare.
So my
Yeah,
question is that what information are we looking into this thing?
it's
Like
just for
comparing
like
the.
competitors. So if you are a competitor with another company, so for rival, so we are here we are talking in terms of organization. So all these things, because why a individual person, why a single person needs to know about like this financial info, or why we need to do this. So it's like organization things. So some attacker might do. So if you have a group of hackers, if you're planning a big attack on a company or on a service, then you might do these things, but not these are not common things, but it's uh, like you have to do it. So I'm just telling you, it's just for like the sake of the module.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so this is not like many people do this, but it's a thing which you can do. So it's just like that.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
asking. It's not.
yeah, yeah,
It's not like offensing anything.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just asking. That way, I understand. Okay, we need to get some information from there. So how I can get it out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can just compare like anything. This is Google. It will show you the trend. So as you can see, if you see the home page, so you can see the trend. So how many people search for coronavirus? So plus and Disney plus hurricane. So if we click here, it will just show us the trend, current trend. So how many people are from which country are currently searching about any topic, any particular topic, or how many people worldwide are interested in any topic.
Hmm.
So it will just gonna show you that. So the Google trend will show you the trends only. So what is
So there is
trending
only
today?
one information that I'm looking into it, according to trend, is getting there's any hacker or anybody trying to do something stupid like a black hat guys they're trying to do. They're going to target the big places where the stuff is more like iPhone. They're gonna
Yeah,
go in the US trying to hack into the iPhones. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Right, it's just to
That's the
just
only thing I can think of according to the things like.
according to the thing. Yeah, it's going to show you the which thing, which product, which information is popular in which country, which region, which
Mhm,
location.
mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
just, so if you want to see which thing is popular in Hawaii, in California, or in Nevada, anywhere. So what thing is in trending? What people nowadays are interested in? So if I think, if I see the trend that this product or this service is very popular nowadays, so I can try to inject some malware, or I will try to compromise that service to target all other people. So in this way. So let's just look at this Wayback Machine. So social searcher is also about that. It's going to show you the trends. It's nothing else. It's just going to show you about the trends. All the social media trends which you can see using this. So you can search for product or any user. So if I want to search about any person, so like Steven Smith, so it is going to search about that person, and it on social media, and it's going to give us the information. So on LinkedIn, or any places. So but there, the thing
Mhm.
is, there are hundreds and thousands of. So yeah, Steven Smith. Ah, so this way we
Okay.
can find, yeah, the any trending information. So yeah, you can search for trends so Ferrari or any like Tesla car. So it's just for like casual information and nothing else. And with the help of this showdown extension, we can see there are 19 ports are open. So we can able to target these ports. So with just one single click, we will able to see that 19 ports are open, and these many, some of this port and this port and this port can be able to might be able to compromise. So this is the port for MySQL database, which means this website is using MySQL database. So in this way, we can just one click, we can see all the ports, and by clicking here, I can see the language PHP 5.4, and the web server is Apache, and the language they are using is the 5.4 version, which is very old. So the current version is like 7.3 or something. So there might be some bug in this PHP language. So these are the benefit of extension. With just one click, we can able to know some information. And let me tell you one more thing. So Wayback Machine. So what is Wayback Machine? You can see the old version of any website, so you can compare their technologies, what technology they were using previously and what they are using now. So if I search Wayback Machine, and if I search any name, so if I do the Amazon.com, so what this organization do, it just stores the all the images, all the links of websites. So by the year, by the date, you can see all the snapshots. So if I want to see how Amazon.com used to look in 2007, and if I click any snapshot, so as you can see, this is how the Amazon website used to look in 2007. So as you can see, February 15, 2007, this is how it used to look. So there is like lots of changes, and this is how
But does it have all the websites or just a couple?
yeah, all the websites. So if I do the Facebook.com, you will see how like stupid and how like very small it used to look in 2004 and 6 if we search Facebook. And not this one, I have to go back. So it is showing me 2020 version. Facebook.com, and yeah, let us see the 2004 when it got made. So there was very few snapshots available in 2004, and okay, so previously Facebook was something else, so we have to see some more. So 2006 version, I think he developed in 2004 and 5 something. So previously it was the Facebook, so that is why so yeah, this is what Facebook looks, and this was the photo Zuckerberg and all, and a Mark Zuckerberg production, Facebook 2006.
So does it also show the technology they use in there?
We can use the page source to see what technology. So it will show you the like website. So finding technology might be a little trickier. So it's not usually show you the technology. So it will just show you the how it used to look and what is the functionality. So we can, because it's just a snapshot, this is not working anymore. But what they do, this Wayback Machine, they will just capture the file and they will store it. So by the year, by the month, they will capture the link and they will just store it. So because it's not actually working, so you can see the link, it is web.archive.com. So it won't be, so if I do some attack on here, it's not going to matter because this website doesn't exist anymore. This website got updated. If I try to inject some malicious code, it won't work. It's just it will just show us the old version. So as you can see, let Let me check. It won't give me access actually because this is nothing. But you can compare it like how it used to look and what are the what are the features they were using. So for registering they were using this. So undergraduate faculty staff. So previously it was for only the Harvard students, I guess, or some of the universities. So that is why they are asking this information and the school
Hmm.
email, everything. So so and
No,
jobs it
that's a
is.
good information actually. I like it.
Yep. So you can see the job description he was hiring in 2006. You can see it is
Hmm.
a startup based in Palo Alto and we make online directory. And you can see the like history. So he wants a requirement. So he because Facebook is developed in PHP, so he wants PHP developer, CSS, JavaScript developer. So based on that, we can see the technology. So now we know the technology because he's asking for people with these languages, and he wants a person with experience of 2 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so software engineers and all these things, sales team, product management team. So he was hiring at that time. So in similar way, we can search for any website we want, even if we can do the raw our own website. So when it was, so it's created in 2018. So there is not much information. So it's just 2 years ago.
But
Let me open it.
there is the information that can trigger something. No, no, I like the thing they have it actually.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I was saying like it's a good information if you have it some background for that those websites. That's why I was asking. Do we have a way to
so
find it? Which platform they used to use it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I open, so this
And
is how this. Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
like how when they change it platform or when they did upgrade, so that way we know like
Yeah,
they do upgrade this time. There is a one midline that can
you
show
can.
us like they might be doing some updates every year on January, in February, or in the March. Yeah,
Yep.
something like something can trigger something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So similarly, this is how the original currently the CRAW website looks. Our company's website looks, and if we look at the 2018 version, so this is how it used to look. So it wasn't very good. So in terms of design, so now the design is quite good, and they have some chatbots. So and previously it wasn't that good. So you can see any website using Wayback Machine. And yeah, who read me? So if you want to trace your email, like how many people saw you read your email, if the person you are sending your email has read your email or not, you can use this. So are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
here.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Okay, so we have to create our ID first. So in my case, I already have my ID, so I'm just going to log in. Uh, okay, just click here. So once you successfully log in,
Hmm.
it is going to show me the dashboard. So these much email I tracked. So once it show tick mark, which means the person I'm sending the email has opened his email. So we are going to go to compose and we are going to send email. So I'm going to send email to myself, and subject is something confidential. So I'm going to track enable read receipts, and if you want this email to expire after a couple of days,
Which
you
means
can use
it's
this.
gonna get deleted.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it actually going to do, because once I did use first read, then but it wasn't like deleted, so might take some time. I haven't checked this, so it might, because it is showing the option, it might do it, but I haven't tested it.
So it might be deleted or it might
Not
crash the
deleted.
email. Like, go ahead, go over there.
Yeah.
I would say something actually on a question mark. On a
Okay.
question mark
So
over there.
after selected time.
After
So
time, yeah.
so if I choose first read, so let me use and let me send. So I don't want this. So your email has been sent, so let me check, and you can see on the track report, so it is currently delivering the email. The email has not been delivered yet, so once the email got delivered, it's going to show me. So let us wait.
If you want to email me, just email me. So that way
Okay.
I can have a little bit,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
way to look into it. Yeah.
Okay. So let me mail you something like that. And let me track this first, and then I will send you as that also. So email has been sent. Let me first check this way. So this
I received the
email.
email.
Okay, so
Did
you
we
have
put it
received.
expiry on there?
No, I did not. So I'm just checking whether if I put the expiry. So as you can see, it is showing us the track link. So if I put enable the expiry, it's not going to work. Track link. So I will send you 2 times. So first let me verify this, and then I will
Okay.
send you again.
Uh,
So as you can see, it is showing me the email is opened. So you have opened the email.
hmm I feel like a lot of people use those ones for doing a spam.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of company tracks us. So whenever you see, like there is an extension, I forgot the name, banana tag. Its name is
Hmm.
banana tag. So whenever you receive a email, so it
Hmm.
will tell you which company is like tracking your email or not. So usually the Geo in India and Flipkart, these companies track you. So whenever they will see that whether you are opening their email or not, so it's going to tell you banana tag, email tracking. You can see, and if I send you again with this time, this expiry mode, first read. So I don't know whether it's going to work or it doesn't. So
No, no, I'm just looking at it actually if I received anything. So first of
okay,
all,
so
I
it
received
is
this.
showing me that email is
Yeah,
delivered.
I'm just going to open it.
So it is showing me that email is opened, and whether the thing will be deleted or not, then it's,
No, it did not.
yeah. So it is doing its like the basic work. So it is showing the email is open, but
Yeah.
it is not completing this like
Let's do it
this.
one day. I want to try this thing for one day. I want to experience this thing. How good it is actually.
If I choose one day, so it might take some time. So whether it might get deleted or it might not. So
No, no.
yeah, just yeah,
We have to try. If we don't try
yeah, yeah,
anything, which means like we are not getting anything. Yeah. When
yeah,
we
yeah.
try, we learn something new.
So yeah. So I send like this is the third. So this time it is taking time to
No
send.
worry.
And because it's a free version, it will only give us like 20 messages we can send. Unable
Oh,
to send
in
this
a day?
moment. No, 20. We can track. You can see my credit is 17 by 20. So I can send 20 messages
Mm-hmm.
with free account. So after that I have to pay. But what you can do, you can use different email IDs. So you will get 20 for every email ID. So that this is one thing.
Okay, 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 okay. Sorry. Then I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do it
No,
with
but
my emails. You know.
it is having some trouble sending that email. Uh, what's going on with the internet? Google is opening.
It might taking time. Okay, let's move on. We will just work on it later on.
Oh, let me
I,
finish
I
this.
will do it by myself, sir. Just leave it. Just leave it. I will work
Yeah.
on it later on by myself. I have lots of emails too.
Okay. Yeah. Just let me see if this time it sends or if it's taking time. Then okay. So this time it's not. It is taking some time.
वो कहते हैं ना कि
This is
चूल
what
मचती है
happened.
कभी कभी वो चूल मच जाती है कभी कभी कि लगा के देखो इससे क्या होएगा you you're gonna press something wrong, you're gonna learn something new.
Oh. So
Alright, just
unable to
move
send
on,
it.
let's go.
Yeah. There is some. Yeah. Let me
Unable
just
to send an
exit.
email. Yeah, just exit out.
Okay, so this is the last topic, DNS footprinting. So let me tell you about DNS. So DNS stands for a domain name system,
Name search.
or uh,
Yeah, you were right.
domain name system, and some people call it domain name server. So
Yeah, I
two
call
different
server
names,
actually.
and
I call server.
so what the work of domain is. So the domain, whenever we type anything in Google in a web browser. So if I type google.com, so once you click on google.com, press enter, within a second google.com got opened, so you receive the web page. But what the things are happening in the background, we don't know. So whenever you type any website, the request will, so from our browser, so our browser will send, so if I type google.com, now my browser will send the request to the server, to the DNS server. And what DNS server is going to do, DNS server is going to resolve this domain name into IP address, because computers don't understand human language. They understand like numbers, logical. This is called logical address. And what we do is like it's a human address, so like human readable. So the computers doesn't understand the servers and routers. They don't understand what is name, what is system. So they understand like numbers, so logical address. So what the work of DNS is, so whenever we type something like this, this request will be sent to the DNS server, and the DNS server will take this name. So okay, so this person is opening google.com, so it is going to find in its database what is the IP address of this google.com. So he will find out that this is the IP of google.com, and then this will find this IP, then this will send the request to this IP. It means then this is going to send the request, the DNS server will find this IP and going to send the request to the Google server, and the Google server will receive the request that this person is trying to access my homepage. Then the server is going to respond to the browser, and the browser will open the web page. So this is how it's done. So whenever we type something human readable, it is going to the work of DNS is to just it's going to resolve the domain name to an IP address. So every domain has the IP address, so we can check. So by clicking here, you can see this is the IP address of Google. So the DNS will resolve this IP address. So this is google.com. What is this IP? So this is the work of DNS, and we try to like see if any it runs on port 53. So it runs on port number 53, and if any port 33 is open, then we try to do some attacks on that DNS server. So its attack is not very easy because we need to have some access to the server. So if let me tell you, cPanel. So if you have hosted any website, if you might have hosted, you were telling me, so then you know about cPanel,
Yep.
that whenever
It's open.
we like publish a website, whenever we host our website, we will receive a cPanel by the hosting provider, and this cPanel looks like that. So once we need to upload our file inside this file manager in a public HTML folder, and here you will see DNS related information, like there should be. So once the user have the access of this, then we can able to manipulate something. So there is an option called DNS, yeah. In the images I'm not getting. So we have to get this access. After that access, there is a section called DNS where we have different DNS records. So there are hundreds, like dozens of DNS records, but 4 records are quite popular. Records are important. So which is A record, AA, MX record, and NS record. So A record is nothing but the IP version 4 address, and AA is nothing but IPv6 address. MX stands for mail server. So if the organization has configured a mail server to send emails, and this is called a name server. So what is mail? So name server. So domain DNS is just a software, so it's just a large database. So when we send the request, let me tell you like that. So I enter google.com into my browser, and the browser will use the DNS service to look up to the name servers for google.com. So every website will have two name servers. So for every website will have minimum of 2 name server, and Google and these name server will point to our web address, point to the server. So I typed google.com, the browser will send the request to DNS, and the DNS will send the request to the name server, and from there name servers will get retrieved, and the browser will use name server to look to the IP address for google.com. So these name server will redirect us to the IPv4, this IPv4 address of Google, and after that we will get the response, and the browser will send the request to this IP. So now we find this IP address, and now the browser will send the request to this IP, and then the web server hosting. So the server where this IP address is found, so the IP address of this server, the request will send to this server, and then this server will send the request to our browser, and our browser will load the page. So this is the whole like background process of entering any URL and getting the response. So this is how DNS work. It's just like a contact. We save the contacts in our phone with the name. So this is Mr. Navneet sir, this is ABC, this is XYZ, because we cannot remember the mobile number. So if imagine if people start saving mobile number with the number itself. So it's very, if you have 60 contacts, you can't remember the 60 mobile numbers. But if you have 60 contacts with 60 different names, you can remember that this contact is for this number, this name, this person has this contact number, this person has this. So DNS is just like a contact software in our phone, which is in our phone. So we just, because we cannot remember everything, so we have to have like name, and we remember this name. We enter this name, and this browser, the DNS server is going to resolve it. So that's that. Because in your phone, when I type Navneet and I call, the call will go to the number. It's not going to your name. So similar,
Yep.
when I type google.com, the request will send to this IP.
IP.
The request will not send to this google.com. So it's
No.
just like a contact. So you can understand like this. And the job of DNS is to just resolve this name into IPv4 address, into this IP address. This is that. This is the job. So that's DNS. And if we got the access to that cPanel, there is a record, and what we can do, if we change the a records of that any website. So if we got access to the cPanel and we change the a record, so if the a record of google.com is something like that, and if we change this a record to something like this, our own website, so the malicious website. So imagine like around 4 to 500 million people visits Google every day. So suppose we got the access to Google cPanel and we change the IPv4 address to our IPv4 address, then those 500 people will visit to our website, and we can make any phishing page. So it will look like Google, but once the people search anything, once the people do some sort of activity, their system, their device, so whatever device they are using got compromised. So this, if we got the access to the cPanel, then we can do this sort of attack. So it's, but it's very difficult to get access to that. So you have to have
cPanels are
yeah,
different.
access to the server in order to like, so you can use social engineering some phishing page to get the access to the cPanel. Otherwise, yeah, you can make a fake page which will look original like cPanel, but yeah, that's some different things. So it's up to you whether, the scenario is once you get that, what you can do. So that's the scenario. So once we get that, we can change this IPv4. So I don't, if I choose like free subdomain, so free hosting site doesn't give us option on changing the DNS. So I don't have paid hosting right now, so I can't show you. If I have the paid hosting, I have the cPanel, then I will be able to show you the attack. So we just need to open the cPanel. There is a DNS section. We just need to click there, and there will be a record. We just need to edit that a record with any IP. So whenever the person will open your website, that different website will open. So this is how we do DNS attack. And for that, we need to extract some DNS information. So there are some websites also and some tools also. So let us see the website, so which is droptext. Let me open droptext. If I enter any website, it is going to show me some DNS information. So this is the name server. So these are the name server which are responsible to get this IPv4 address, and these name server will point to this IP address, and the browser will get the response. So this is the A record, this is the NS record, and this is the MX record. So it has a mail server which is used to send emails. And as I told you, there are two name servers, NS1, NS2. Why we have two different name servers? Because if we are doing some maintenance on on a server, so
Yep.
if we have only one name server, and if we are doing some maintenance, and if we are doing some upgradation or updation, then your site won't work. So having two name server will make it available for the person 24 hours. So if we are doing some updation, we can stop this name server and we can activate this name server. So people will be redirected to this, and we can manage our server. So yeah,
Mm.
that is why we have two different name server and not only one. So this is the main server, name server, and A records. So using this we can get the records, and there is a good tool in Windows as well as in Countermeasure. So we can use this command,
CM.
yeah,
Control.
CMD, and the command is like host. Let me see the command. Yeah, so it's like ns lookup. There is so many tools. I just messed up. So once you type ns lookup, we need to give the site uh, type equals to I want A records, and let me type. No, it's not similar. It gives us the A record actually, but let me check once again because there are so many commands going on. Where was this? Where was it? Why just this is the command for ns lookup and set type equals to. So I was forgetting the set option. Clear this CLS to clear. So ns lookup set type equals to I want A record. Now I want to enter any website. So it's going to show me the A record. If I want to see the MX record, okay, I do two dots, one dot. So it is going to show me the MX record, and we can similarly set type to NS, which will tell us the name server.
Even though they are hiding,
What?
the name server are confidential or something like that.
No, it's there. So what they can do, they can if they want some security, all the big organization, what they do, they can just frame us. So they will show fake IP address and fake name server so that we are not be able to track them. We are not be able to get proper information. So like if I do ping google.com, so Google is giving me this IP address. So do you think this IP address is the same IP address which Google is using? So they don't use the same because they know it's very easy to find the IP address and with just one command, and so they hide this. So they just use some fake server so that we cannot be able to. This fake server will point to their original server or something like that. So whenever we do something like ping command or we try to find the IP address, it will just show us the fake server, and the original server will be somewhere else. They don't even uh, tell us the location, so where the server is situated. So nobody even know where is the server of the google.com is located, because there are many people who may try to attack, not on because it's not always about online attack. So if you know the server location, people can go to that server location. People can go into the building, not into the building, but near the building, and they can try to do some malicious activity. So Google doesn't even disclose the server, so where its server is situated. So these are some information which are not always accurate, but we have to like take this them into consideration. So
Yep.
hello, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so that's what DNS is, and that's how we can perform. That's how we can retrieve these information. And not everybody does that, only the large organization. But so mostly the records you are going to see, those are real. And whether those are real or those are fake, this, if you perform the penetration testing, if you perform some activities, some tasks, then you will get to know that whether they are actual, genuine, or they are just fake. But as much as a large organization are concerned, they don't just disclose their public information. So like they have a big server room, and they
So
have
how they hide their IP addresses?
so you know about Tor, okay? So what Tor, whenever you open Tor, what
Hmm.
it's going to do, it's going to assign. So when we use VPN will assign us only one IP address, and our
Yeah.
IP is behind that VPN. But when we use Tor, there are multiple chain of IP address, so like 3 IP, 4 IP. So usually they assign 3 IP. So what's the concept is, I open a VPN. So just take the example of VPN. So I open VPN, and it assigns me a new IP of any country. So whether it's United States, Canada, Australia, any IP. So anybody try to access my location, trace my IP, so it will show them this IP,
Yeah.
but my IP will be hidden. It's like a cover. It's like a mask. So this VPN will
I,
provide
I I know the
a
concept
cover.
for the VPN,
Yeah.
but
So
my
similar
question was,
way with that. So this is going to point. So I told you that there will be. So this is the real server,
hmm,
and this is the fake server. Okay.
hmm.
And what is going to do? This is going to point to this. So whenever, let me open Paint. Okay. So suppose this is the real one,
Hmm.
and this is the fake one.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm going to whenever, so this is the user. So whenever the user is trying to access this, the request will not directly go to this. The request will first go to here, and then from here it is going to here. So the request will first go to this website and this server, and we will get the information, all the details about this server. We cannot see how many servers are there, or like the request, how the request is getting from how many servers. So if there might be like 10 servers, we cannot see how many servers are there between our browser and the server we are trying to open, server we are trying to connect. So this way they can customize or they can hide their servers, server information. It just no, it won't go directly to that, to their original server. There will be some like uh, other fake servers who will redirect the request to them. That's what happens. And they just don't disclose the location. So as you know, you can spoof your location by using a VPN. So whether you
Yep.
are in Canada, you can spoof that with the VPN that you are in USA or that you are in India. So similarly, they can also spoof their server location that they are in like other country. So whenever you try to search, it will show you different country, but actual where is the current location of their server? Where is it? Nobody knows. So they hide it for security reasons. So this is how it works, and these are the two attacks which can be done but it's not like very easy. We need to find some vulnerability in the server. So DNS hijacking attack and rogue DNS server attack. So with the A record which I told you, we can perform this. If we got the cPanel and we change the like
IP address.
IP address, and this in this attack is where the attacker creates own fake DNS server. So these are like local local server attack. So you have to be, it's a internal network. This attack is performed in internal network. So what it's going to do, it's going to perform a DDoS attack, or it's going to just do some attack to completely shut down this server, and then it will create its own fake server and tell the devices that I am the real server and connect with me. So whenever the devices got connected with it, he can able to like intercept the data. He can able to compromise those systems, whoever tried to connect with him. So this is how this attack done in the internal network. So these are the two different attacks of DNS, but I can't show you both because of the resources. So this was the whole module of information gathering.
Okay, footprinting.
Yeah, footprinting, and here is the countermeasure. So how you are able to protect yourself from these sort of attacks. So restrict the employees to access social networking sites from organizations network. So you never know whom you are talking to, whom your employee are talking to. The attacker, the person they are talking on social networking site might be some attacker, so with some malicious intention. So restrict the employees and configure web server to avoid information leakage. So you need to configure the server so that nobody knows about your. So with just one terminal command, nobody can able to access the information of your server. So you have to configure like that, and don't reveal critical information. So whenever the company is having a shareholder meeting or any press releases, then they don't need to like disclose all the information that what they are doing, what they are planning, what are their plans, what are their service they're planning to do. So you have to avoid that and use fit printing techniques to discover and remove any sensitive information. So hire some ethical hackers, or if you know about the terms, the techniques, you can use footprinting on your own server, on your own website, and see how many data you are able to access. And if you are able to access some sensitive data, you need to reconfigure your servers, or you need to reconfigure your redevelop your sites, or you need to secure it. And encrypt and password protect sensitive information. So like use SSL encryption, or whether you are using FTP, so use secure FTP, and instead of telnet use SSH. So these are some secure protocols. So just use the encryption. Don't use encryption with don't communicate with the plain text, yeah, without any encryption, and don't enable protocols that are not required. So you might know, so this website only enables these ports, and these are necessary. But we was okay, there was a website which has like 19 ports, which I showed you. So I don't think that the person requires 19 ports, but they uh, don't close their ports, so that can be vulnerable. So only enable protocols or services which are required, otherwise just close and unnecessary services, and hide the IP address and related information by implementing VPN. So here you can see the organizations can hide their IP addresses, their server IP, and their website, like website IP, and all the related information by implementing VPN or keeping server behind a secure proxy. So here you can see, you can keep your server behind a secure proxy so that nobody can know your server location as well as your original server IP address.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how we can secure ourselves
Okay.
from footprinting. So this was the whole module. And if you wanna ask anything, you can ask, or we move ahead to the next module.
Let's go through quickly with the next module, what we are going to do, then we can call for the day.
Okay. So it's all about networking. So let me tell you in advance. So you have to have some knowledge of like OSI model, TCP/IP model, and the different protocols and ports. Because in this phase, what we do the network scanning. We try
Mm,
to gather information about all the devices. So like if you are inside a network, so how many active devices are in there, how many active hosts, and how many ports are open, and what are the services running on those ports. So let me tell you the objective. So these are our objective. So first we discover a live host. So if there are 100 systems inside a network, then how many are live, how many are active. After finding active hosts, we will find those IP addresses and how many ports are open inside those. And after that, we will try to identify the operating system and system architecture of each of the hosts, and we try to discover services running on those hosts. So how many services are running, and we try to identify the versions of those services, and through that version we try to identify the vulnerabilities in those versions. So this is our objective of this module, and we're
okay.
going to use, and because the in the next module we will need like Kali Linux, because we cannot do from Windows or anything. We can do from Windows, but in Kali Linux there is a tool called Nmap which is pre-installed. You can also download it on Windows, but we are going to use this, and this
Sorry.
is like quite popular tool for network. It is called a network mapper. So Nmap
Mm,
stands for network mapper. So we are going to use this tool, and this is a very big tool. We can like get information related to website, network, host, so all the information. So it has a lot of different scanning techniques. So if I can show you, so these are the scanning techniques we are going to use, so in order to get the information. So it has some different techniques, and we are going to see how to evade firewall. So how to bypass if there is a firewall in configured inside a system or inside a network, then how attacker bypass that firewall, and how to know the server information. So these are the, and what are the communication flags. So there are six in TCP transmission control protocol. There are six communication flag. What are their work, and what is three-way handshake. So whenever we communicate with any device or any server, there is a communication happen which is called a three-way handshake. So once the three-way handshake is completed, we established a connection. So so whenever we open any website, so if I open Google, then there will be a three-way handshake, and whenever I communicate with your PC, then there will be a three-way handshake. So what is this, and
mhm.
how many ports are there. So I already told you 65 535 ports. So these are it's totally networking related. So if you prepare, like if you for yourself something like TCP IP, and like OSI model, if you know what is OSI model and TCP IP model, then it will be like easier for you. And some,
TCP/IP module.
yeah, TCP IP model and OSI model. Yeah, and some protocols. So first only these two, and I will tell you like how things work. So but it will be like quite different, and like because it's all the networking concepts of protocols, services, and HTTP protocol, and how many, like which are the services running on which protocol, and all these things. So this
No
is,
problem. I will
yeah,
just take a look into it actually. Usually I do understand, so it would be a little bit easier for me
yeah, and
to
especially
revise
for
myself.
the IP addresses and MAC addresses. So what is how many types? So there are like five types of IP. So class A IP, class B IP, class C IP. So if
Mhm.
if you study yourself, then it's good. Otherwise, I am going to tell you. But the thing is, if I tell you at the moment, you might have some doubts or confusion or anything. So
Yeah,
better I'm
networking
going to,
week the same thing.
yeah. So
I did it too, and I know.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So that's good.
Okay, so I will work on a TCP/IP module and OSI.
Just look at the yeah OSI model. OSI model is the main because it has the TCP IP is the concise version of OSI model. So in OSI we have 7 layers, and in TCP IP we have 4. So it's just like concise version of OSI. So look at the OSI and IP address. So and MAC address. So these things and ports.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's all. So okay, I
Okay
will
then.
send you the recording.